If you've ever been on social media, you've probably seen a bunch of stories about hamsters being low-key abused, and honestly, I think that's really gross and more people need to be talking about it. To prove my point, in this video I'll be discussing all the gruesome things I've seen on social media, specifically TikTok, and why I think they're stupid and how people can literally just abuse their pets and get away with it and people don't call them out for it. Before I continue, I do want to make it clear that I understand a lot of these scenarios happen when these people were children and their parents should have been watching them better, but also some of these people were adults when this happened and they just lacked the proper care and management of their pet. Unfortunately, in the case of hamsters, their tragic deaths are seen as humor rather than something tragic. In my personal opinion, if you have a living animal and you don't take care of it in the way you should, that's animal abuse and you simply shouldn't own animals, no matter how little the animal is. A lot of this abuse is coming from uneducated owners who don't read up on their pet before they buy them. One great example of this is I saw a post about someone talking about their hamster hibernating and how they cared for it, and then immediately upon entering the comments, I saw several people saying, "Wait, hamsters hibernate?" Which in itself just goes to show that these people have done zero research on their pets. There is no reason for you, as a pet owner, to not know the most basic information about your animal, and then when you find out that you threw away an alive animal, you just laugh at it? To me, that's wild. Like, some of these range from people saying, "I threw my hamster in the garbage," to "I buried it alive," to "I flushed it down the toilet," which are all pretty gruesome ways to go. So I can't imagine that this is a funny circumstance that you're openly admitting you did zero research on your pet. Another one I've seen is someone saying that they gave their hamster a bath, and granted, they were very young, so this isn't their fault, it was their parents' fault. But they gave their hamster a bath, and instead of drying it or letting it dry by itself, they put it in the microwave and it exploded. And that just lends itself to another point. Why are parents getting their kids pets, not teaching their kids how to take care of these pets, or not taking care of the pets themselves? As the parent, it's their legal responsibility to take care of these things, and they're obviously not, because all of these people have these horrific stories of their pets dying. I've seen one where it's talking about the hamster hanging itself because it got caught in its wheel. One comment I stumbled upon talked about its hamster's kidneys giving out and then it peeing blood until it killed itself, and then the creator of the video that they commented on just said, "Oh my god, that's so funny, I'm rolling on the floor." To me, that's just not funny. That's not something you should laugh at. The fact that an animal literally had that happen and this person had to watch it happen, and your only response is, "Oh my god, that's hilarious," is insane. I found a comment talking about how its hamster in the ball rolled into the pool and drowned. There was also another video where someone touched baby hamsters and then proceeded to record the mother hamster eating the children. Also, another one I've heard about and also seen but I didn't get a picture of is someone's mother popping a quote-unquote pimple on the hamster and then it quite literally pooping out its organs, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, that is so funny." I want to make it very clear that if you laugh at these type of scenarios, that doesn't mean you're funny and you have dark humor. That means you're a very concerning person and you probably shouldn't own animals, because that is just outright cruel. I feel like small animals in general are too frequently abused, and people just get them for like Christmas presents or birthday presents or just presents in general, thinking that they're easy to take care of and they don't need to do extensive research on them to ensure they live happy and healthy lives. The big thing is parents enable this behavior because they don't teach their kids the proper care for animals, and then also some people are just adults and they quite frankly just don't care, and that leads to really neglectful situations. Unfortunately, social media is a really good place for these people to talk about these scenarios without getting any backlash. TikTok is a prime example. In these comment sections, you'll see tons of people talking about their traumatic pet deaths, and people will laugh at it or they'll just ignore it because it's a TikTok comment section. Why would you ever take that seriously? The internet itself allows a lot of leeway when it comes to these situations. Any responsibility is pretty much taken off your shoulders because it's pretty much all anonymous. However, even though it's anonymous, I still feel like it's important to call these people out, or at the very minimum have a talk with them, or at some point report these comments so that these things aren't spreading around and it's normalized. A lot of people will make the argument that it's not that serious because these people were kids and, you know, if you're a kid, stuff happens. But it is serious because at some point, someone failed to take care of an animal, whether it's the parent's fault or an adult's fault, and in totality, they need to have repercussions for that. It's the same way with fish. Fish are a really common first pet, but a lot of times these fish live horrible lives because people don't understand how to take care of them and they don't bother looking up how. Which in itself blows my mind because in the age of the internet, these things are so easily accessible. It takes a few quick searches to understand how to care for an animal, or at the very minimum get basic information on how to. Hamsters are really cute animals, and of course if something's cute, then everyone wants a grab at it. The lack of pet store restrictions and the lack of willingness to actually understand how to care for the animal almost always results in a really tragic death for them. Trending pets are always victim of these gruesome punishments, and I think it's really unfortunate that these things keep occurring, even if we have all these resources to prevent them from occurring in the first place. And for everyone saying it's not that serious and only lives 1 or 2 years, I beg to pardon, because it's a living animal, and if you actually think that just because something's a rodent and not a dog, that it deserves such treatment, you are insane and need clinical help. Everyone likes to say animal abuse is bad and should be a punishable offense, but then again, when animal abuse is happening right in front of them, nothing happens. There's no repercussions. If it was a dog instead of a hamster, I guarantee you more people would be really against it, but because it's just a small little hamster, people don't put significance on it. Any creature deserves significance of their life, no matter what kind of creature they are. This goes for bugs, fish, rodents, and literally anything on the planet, because you know what? They're living creatures and they deserve the same respect as we do. Unfortunately, pet abuse has been a really common thing on TikTok. I've already made a video on this before and I wanted to make another one because quite frankly, it's just really bad. But the fact that hamsters themselves are just so commonly normalized to have tragic deaths that are totally preventable is so stupid, because you know what? They're living creatures and they deserve to live normal lives. If you can't take care of a pet that you have and you know you can't take care of it, you can surrender it. You can also just give it to someone you know who can take care of it. You have options to give your animals good lives because you have the power to do that. I understand that looking at these comments, it doesn't seem as serious because some of these are really obscure deaths and you wouldn't think of them normally, but that doesn't make them funny and it doesn't make it okay. That's the end of my video. I just wanted to talk about this because I find it quite disturbing that it happens so frequently. If you'd like to support my channel, feel free to subscribe, like, and comment. Tell me what you'd like to see more of. Anyways, that's all for now. Have an awesome sauce day.